balance sheet's improving rapidly. A lot of this is your work. You're very exacting. And I know that the Bosch strategy is always a good one, go to the highest end. I don't want to mention anybody you could buy. I don't want to go down that path. Why don't you buy Sub-Zero?
You put me here on thin ice, Jim. First of all, yeah, our balance sheet is a strong one. We luckily, coming into this year, of course, nobody could foresee the Corona crisis. But we saw the risk of a downturn, and we strengthened our balance sheet the last 2 years. So we went into the crisis with strong balance sheet. We took on extra cash, but now our cash flow is super strong. We paid down the short-term debt, and now end of the year, we will have a 2.3 debt multiple, which of course gives us multiple opportunities and confidence for all forms of capital allocation.
Mark, one of the things you've done that people don't understand is you've made machines that millennials like. What's happened? I mean, Whirlpool used to be out of touch with the younger people. I now find Whirlpool is the one they buy when they first move into an apartment or a house. What?
Jim, it's work over many years. We invest and money actually better understanding the digital consumer purchase, investing digital assets, digital capabilities to capture the pre-buy and kind of be more in tune with where millennials are shopping. As you mentioned right now, KitchenAid, which you see behind us, KitchenAid brand is one of a few old brands who are among top 10 millennial brands across all industries. Which gives us a lot of confidence also what we can do with that brand and our other brands going forward.
Well, Mark, I got a feeling this is the beginning of a long run. You have changed Whirlpool and changed it for the far better. Mark Bitzer is the CEO of Whirlpool. The stock goes higher. Thank you so much, Mark. Good to see you.
Thank you, David and Jim.
All right, Jim, what's up on Mad tonight?
Well, I am actually going to, I'm going to go over the Tesla phenomena, okay? And then I've got Nucor, which I believe is the last great manufacturer in this country, meaning that they have not been defeated by the Chinese. They were not defeated by dumping, and they kept making great things. And I am so proud of them to be on. I can't wait to talk to them.
All right, Jim, we'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock. Of course, Mad Money, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. More Squawk on the Street continues in a moment.
The other one I want.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to Squawk on the Street. I'm Carl Quintanilla with David Faber. Sarah Eisen joins us for the hour as well. What a morning of Q3 earnings reports. All the biggies will cover them well this hour, including the Teslas, the CSXs, the AT&Ts, the Chipotles, with the Dow up 30, Sarah. And then, of course, Coke's going to be a big part of that.
It's the best performer right now on the Dow, Carl. We've got a big morning ahead here on Squawk on the Street. The earnings interviews continue. In just a few minutes, we'll talk to Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy on the back of better numbers overall. And then we'll talk to Lance Fritz, the CEO of Union Pacific, the railroad. He'll join the show around 10:45. A little bit weaker volumes there. So we'll ask him what's happening with the economy. Railroads, Carl, always have a good gauge of what's moving in terms of industries and products.
Yeah, very true. We're looking at LEI in a moment, but first, existing homes with Diana Olick. Hey, Diana.
Hey, Carl, and the housing market just continues to break records. Existing home sales spiked a larger than expected 9.5% in September to a seasonally adjusted annualized rate of 6.54 million units. Sales were up 20.9% year over year, and that is the highest sales pace since May of 2006, according to the National Association of Realtors. The Street was looking for about 6.37 million units. Now, the supply of homes for sale, another record broken, down to 1.47 million houses for sale. That is down 19.2% year over year to just a 2.7-month supply, and that is the lowest since the realtors began tracking this metric in 1982. That, of course, pushed prices ever higher. The median existing home price in September, $311,800, up 14.8% year over year to an all-time high, that metric dating back to 1968. Sales were strongest in the Northeast at 16%, and in the West up 9%. Also, homes are selling faster than ever before. Days on market, just 21 days to sell a home. That's the fastest they've ever recorded. Single-family home sales much stronger than condos, and the first-time buyer dropped back just to 31% from 33% the month before. Also an interesting metric, the high end of the market is seeing huge sales. Homes priced over $1 million doubled year over year, while the lowest end of the market is not selling as much. Sales down there because of tight supply and higher prices. Also, as the realtors said, that they are seeing vacation home sales up a stunning 35% year over year in September. Not usually the time of year for vacation home sales, but that again due to the pandemic, as people can live or work and do school wherever they want. But again, sales up 9.5% month to month in September. Another record-breaking month. Carl, back to you.
The housing world is upside down in so many ways, Diana. Thanks, Diana Olick on existing. And as we said, Rick's got LEI. Hey, Rick.
Yes, our September read on leading economic indicators looked to be coming out around 0.6. It's better than expected at 0.7. But here's the rub. It is the fifth positive number in a row in a data series that mostly been sprinkling negative numbers at least half the time over the last year or so. So if you look at the revision of last month, which moved from 1.2 to 1.4, you can see what I'm nervous about. We have 5 positives, but let's go in reverse order. We went 3.1, 3.1, 2.0, 1.4, now 0.7. So you see it's losing a bit of momentum, and that is what traders are going to concentrate on regarding this number. Sarah, back to you.
I'll take it, Rick. Thank you. Outside advisors to the FDA are meeting today to discuss potential COVID-19 vaccines. Meg Terrell has that for us. Meg.
Hi, David. Well, this is a very closely watched meeting, and this outside team of advisors to the FDA are not even discussing specific vaccine candidates. They're really just assessing all of the information they're going to need to be able to make recommendations to the FDA when the time comes. So this outside meeting of advisors has started at 10 a.m. It's going to run all the way through the day until 6:30. And essentially, they're going to be discussing what the path looks like to potentially authorizing or approving a COVID-19 vaccine. They'll also discuss what kind of post-marketing studies will be necessary to continue to assess the safety of the vaccine, as well as listening to public input this afternoon and discussing what they hear as well. Now, this is, of course, a unique situation. We're in a pandemic, and they're talking about an emergency use authorization for potential vaccines. Dr. Luciana Borio, former acting chief scientist at the FDA, explained why this kind of meeting is important and what they'll be discussing yesterday.
The EUA authorities have really never been used with very few exceptions, for vaccines. And as we know from working public health emergencies and exploring the use of novel authorities, there are always issues that surface that were not really considered in time because they're difficult to predict.
And guys, of course, we are expecting potential data on efficacy from Pfizer within just the next few weeks. And we also just learned from Moderna minutes ago, they have reached full enrollment of their phase 3 trial at 30,000 people. And they say they'll decide after they have 2 months safety follow-up on half the people whether to file for emergency use authorization, probably at the end of November. Sarah?
Meg Terrell, unusual also because less than 2 weeks to go before the election. Keep us posted. Thank you. Coca-Cola earnings topping estimates, helped by strong results from at home, despite